Happy Friday. My goodness. What a week, huh? Thank you so much for making time. I do appreciate it as always. It's the Friday live stream, and you are awesome. And you know how I know that? It's because you're here. So there you go. Thank you so much. If you missed yesterday's Thursday deep dive, Ashton Forbes was on here with Brad and myself. I'm sorry. I'm Brad and me. I think I learned every time I post and myself on Twitter, somebody always has to correct my grammar since I suck at it. But the Thursday deep dive yesterday, pinned to the top here in the archive. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. If you just want to see the Ashton Forbes stuff, it's about an hour and 15 minutes in. He joins us, and there's always critical updates as far as MH370 and all of the stuff that has happened in the 3 years of Ashton investigating. I mean, it's incredible stuff. So please check that out. A week ago on the Thursday deep dive, we had Steve Friend, former FBI, his letter grade for Kash Patel and Dan Bongino might surprise you. He's not happy with the state of the FBI. Shout out, as always, to Hero Wes for getting everything up at themikeshow.com. See, it's right there. I would make a terrible weatherman. It's right there. All the archives, all the good stuff there. YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iTunes. Please rate and review wherever you see us. Over at Instagram, the At The Mike Show Instagram channel done by Gabby. Appreciate both Wes and Gabby's tireless efforts for the good of this show.
No, get it chop it up finer.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Use the razor blade to get it just finer, because otherwise
Brad,
when you snip it, get.
Hey,
yeah,
it's after 2:00 Central Time.
Hi.
So I apologize if I came to you too soon.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
You're just doing better than the rest of us.
Oh boy, I feel good. Do you feel good? I feel really, really good.
Not nearly as good as you, apparently.
Oh no, I feel really good. Want to go for a run? Let's go for a run.
Maybe later, man. So remember yesterday I asked you how many of these live streams do you think I've done? That's
right. And you left us on a cliffhanger.
Well, I mean, you didn't want to wait around for me to do my math.
No, actually, I just wanted to get the hell off and go away.
Kept you in overtime. 258. 258.
No.
If you count, remember when I did the life stories thing? You were a two-parter back then. And you know who else I had on that original version of At The Mike Show? It's won 5 times August.
No way.
Yeah, he was a part of that as well. You remember that, Brad? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, this is going to get so
You're going to have to.
I'm going to have to.
Brad, we've been through this before, haven't
I think we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. 5 Times August was a guest in the original version of this. So we went through his life story. Great stuff there, man. And just I check out this. Check out this. I have a signed copy of Silent War, a CD.
Oh wow!
Yeah, right.
You know how much you can get for that on eBay?
I'm gonna find out after the show. Well,
less than had it not been signed.
So I tell you, thank you, man, for making time here. Obviously, Brad Staggs, I drag him into this arena all the time, like damn near every week. The cash helps, yeah.
Cash helps. I mean, you pay everybody $7.50.
Pays for a little bit of
right.
Yeah, obviously. You can check out Brad's stuff over at thedailymojo.com, where he does a show over there every day. Check out his stuff because he needs to get his stuff. And then 5 Times August. I mean, like, what can we promote for you? Because you're making music still. I mean, do we send people to your Spotify page, 5timesaugust.com? Where should I see? This is the stuff a good host would check on before we go live.
Man down.
Yeah.
Man down.
Well, no, you know the drill. Just go to the website, 5timesaugust.com. That's where my stuff is. And, you can get a record or a signed CD like Keith.
Yes.
And then you can put it on eBay. And
no, that's like Brad. Okay. Apparently Tanner also wants to be on the program today.
Every day.
I mean, 90% of the stuff that gets dropped or delivered here is for the dogs. You think that at some point they would chill out and be happy as opposed to angry every time the doorbell rings. But
or biting the mailman.
Yeah, we figured it out recently. What sets him off is, like, even if it's somebody that we like, I'm sorry, timeout. Brad is the exception to this rule.
Only with one of them. Only with a little.
With Matilda. They're the only human being that Matilda just is sus on.
We were married in a former life.
I guess so. But we figured it out that if you come to the door and we don't open it up and just let you in, and like we're talking through the glass or we barely open it, like what do you know, door-to-door sales? Tanner goes, he tries to kill them. Yeah, right. So anyway, so next time that Brad comes over, I'm just going to crack the door.
Bust in through the window.
No, I'm going to crack the door. He'll be like, oh, hell, he's not supposed to be here. Okay. So, and if you ever need a tambourine player, I brought my tambourine from work to this studio. So I'm happy to provide any kind of musical accompaniment you might need. Okay.
Bring it.
Yes, sir.
Didn't you open for the Partridge Family once, Keith?
Yep, that's me. That was me. That was me.
Just you on tambourine for 30 minutes before they played.
The 70s were weird that way.
Yeah, you say that like it's a problem, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hang on 1 second here. Make a little setting adjustment here. Okay, so before we get started, before we go any further here, it is D-Day, the 81st anniversary, when the Allies landed at Normandy, June 6, 1944. And for those that don't know, and I'm sure there are plenty that don't, that's where the good guys landed on Europe to take the continent back from the bad guys in Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler. So I can say one nice thing about Bill Clinton, and I greatly appreciated his 50th anniversary speech. It's, it's a half an hour or so. So you guys want to go and take a break, maybe go for a walk? No, I'm going to play a couple of minutes from it because I think he did an excellent job with this entire speech.
When was it? When did he give it? Today?
No. 50th anniversary, 1994.
Oh.
So he was there. And
grief. That's 30 years ago.
I know, man. I know. So I want to play just a little excerpt from that, if you don't mind, because I think it's just a wonderful speech by an American president.
And in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, a young mother named Pauline Elliott wrote to her husband, Frank, a corporal in the Army, D-Day has arrived. The first thought of all of us was a prayer. Below us are the beaches where Corporal Elliott's battalion and so many other Americans landed. Omaha and Utah, proud names from America's heartland, part of the biggest gamble of the war, the greatest crusade. Yes, the longest day. During those first hours on bloody Omaha, nothing seemed to go right. Landing craft were ripped apart by mines and shells. Tanks sent to protect them had sunk, drowning their crews. Enemy fire raked the invaders as they stepped into chest-high water and waded past the floating bodies of their comrades. Ugh. And as the stunned survivors of the first wave huddled behind a seawall, it seemed the invasion might fail. Hitler and his followers had bet on it. They were sure the Allied soldiers were soft, weakened by liberty and leisure, by the mingling of races and religions. They were sure their totalitarian youth had more discipline and zeal. But then something happened. Although many of the American troops found themselves without officers on unfamiliar ground, next to soldiers they didn't know, one by one, they got up. They inched forward, and together, in groups of 3s and 5s and 10s, the sons of democracy improvised and mounted their own attacks. At that exact moment, on these beaches, the forces of freedom turned the tide of the 20th century. These soldiers knew that staying put meant certain death, but they were also driven by the voice of free will and responsibility, nurtured in Sunday schools, town halls, and sandlot ball games. The voice that told them to stand up and move forward, saying, "You can do it, and if you don't, no one else will." And as Captain Joe Dawson led his company up this bluff, and as others followed his lead, they secured a foothold for freedom. Today, many of them are here among us. Oh, they may walk with a little less spring in their step, and their ranks are growing thinner. But let us never forget, when they were young, these men saved the world.
Man, I just think that think
Eric
it's a great speech.
Liu. Eric Liu, he wrote that speech.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I was going to ask who wrote that.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was a well-delivered speech, nonetheless. But 50th anniversary. So, let's see. What I looked this up today on Pat Gray Unleashed, my day job over at the Blaze. I think it was 16 million served during World War II, and we're down to 66,000 that served during World War II, still with us. I mean, 81 years ago. All right, so
wow.
Yeah,
26 years old. Average age soldier in World War II.
Wow, I would have said younger than that.
Yeah, I know.
World War II or
World War II.
I wonder what the average age at Normandy was. Huh.
Let's see. The beautiful thing about this now is we can find the answer to that in about.
What do you call that thing over there you're typing?
It's some weird. It's a screen with a keyboard in front. I don't know.
Average
age of American troops at Normandy during D-Day was 22.
Oh.
Can you imagine what because those guys, they were running off those transports. Be like in was it Saving Private Ryan? They said that was like one of the most accurate portrayals of that. I
watched that recently. I watched that not too long ago, and it was just like you can't even imagine. And you look at compare a 22-year-old back then and the life experience they had by that age to a 22-year-old today. We had that generation telling us those stories. Like I can remember my grandpa telling me war stories, and he had this certain frame of life, this life experience. He was trying to his ideal and what his values were, and giving me those stories growing up in a frame of reference, to understand how lucky I am. And that generation has, little by little is going away. And so, the grandparents now are the hippie generation that came up after that. And it's a different frame. So
if you could get them to talk about it, because a lot of those guys would not talk about it because it was so horrific what they went through.
It's interesting. You mentioned Private Ryan. My grandfather, who was in World War II, I could never get him to watch that movie because of what he had heard.
Why would he want to?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would he want to?
Yeah, but I mean, it's basically what he heard about that opening scene. He was like, "Yeah, I don't need to see that. Thank you." Okay, gentlemen. So we do this every Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern here on MX page. And so I lure unsuspecting guests such as yourself, Mr. 5 times August, into this not so rapid fire segment that we do, where I just randomly throw out some questions and answer take however long you need to. I think Brad has been a part of this so many times. He's probably heard the same questions about 7 or 8 times. Am I right? Have I duplicated
I forget
any?
them. I don't look at them beforehand, and then I forget them afterwards. So it's awesome. Like I'm getting asked the same. It's brand new questions.
You wouldn't know.
To me.
It's like, okay, I got you. All right, very good. So let's start with you, Brad. Would you rather live without electricity or without water?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Brad Staggs at Real Brad Staggs. I'm gonna just do your whole handle. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, at Real Brad Staggs. No water or no electricity? Which are you going with?
You can't. You can only. How long can you live without water? Like 3 days.
You can get it from the store. Okay, you can go get bottles of water. I meant running water. I should have said running water, like clean water out of the tap. Like
so. That changes it because that was an easy one because I was going to say electricity and I'd rather.
If you look at the questions ahead of time, you could reach out to me and go, "Hey,
that doesn't give you a genuine response, though. This is like I'm having to think about it, and because I would rather live without running water.
Okay, yeah, because then you still have the air conditioning, right?
Yep.
Mr. 5 times August, what's your
Mm.
answer?
So you're saying we can buy water
See?
from the
You can
store?
buy
He doesn't
water.
know
That
either.
changes-
It's
That
confusing.
changes
You're-
everything. To say
that's
you can't have
exactly.
water ever
I don't want
again.
you to die.
Well, how do we know that?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You
Because I wouldn't
especially.
want. I don't really want to. I don't really use running water that much anyway to drink to survive. You know, I mean, I guess to take a shower or whatever. But who needs that?
Who needs that? I got a couple
needs
of
a
coworkers
shower?
who live by
Yeah.
that philosophy.
But-
Yeah. All right. So we're
I'll wash my dishes with bottles of Fiji. You know.
all righty. Mr. 5 times August, who are 3 living, I put famous people that you would want to have dinner with?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like any famous people
You
anymore.
say they have to be living and they have to be famous.
I used to like famous people. I used to admire them, and then I ended up calling them all out throughout COVID, and then I was like done with them all. So, geez, who would living famous people?
You don't have to fill out the entire dance card if you don't want to.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know, just to pick their brain, if you had asked me prior to 2020, you know, I would have probably have chosen somebody like Paul McCartnney. Probably geez, I don't know.
I'm actually with
probably
you.
a couple of musicians or something, some musicians that I used to admire and look up to, just to pick their brain about the craft. But you know, recording engineers still.
I'm with you.
You know, but like, who's left to really that stood their ground? Eric Clapton. He spoke up a little bit during that time.
Do you think he would have spoken up if he hadn't have suffered from the?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is like, you know, I do speak up a lot for the vax injured, but there's a little conundrum there where if nothing bad had happened to them, would they, you know, have spoken up at all, or would they have be turned into an enemy of mine, you know, at that time and called me an anti-vaxxer? And
it was such a good ad campaign, though. It was such a good ad campaign that I don't blame the people who got it for getting it.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, they spent so much money trying to tell everybody it was so good that it proves advertising works.
I mean, it was the biggest propaganda campaign of our lifetime.
No doubt.
Every single avenue you could have possibly have imagined was covered, and you know, it was everywhere. It's hard to, you know, and the positions that they coerce people through, their jobs and threatening their livelihoods. I mean,
that helped.
You know, I do offer grace to that. You know, it's not like I'm like, oh, you got the shot, you're a fool, because there was so much tremendous pressure. That was the entire point. I would say, you know, by the time that third shot rolled around, if you hadn't woken up, then maybe, you know, it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, what's going on? Fool me 4, 5, and 6 times. That's the current state that I think we're in right now as a collective humanity. It's like we're all, especially after yesterday and all the craziness that's going on online. It's
how
like,
many
what do we all
boosters
do?
How many boosters are we up to anyway?
At least 10. You're supposed to get one every year for the rest of your life.
But wait, I thought a vaccine prevented it from happening ever.
Well, what's funny is we now have a new Moderna mRNA shot coming out on the market, and they had to reinvent it, which makes you go, why would you have to reinvent something that was so safe and effective the first time around?
Do you find it ironic that they named it Manex Spike?
Oh, so no, I don't. I think all of those things are ways that they laugh in our face. It was kind of like the first project that RFK Jr. as great as the project is to take a look at infant formula, he named it Operation Stork Speed. And I'm like, really? Out of all the names you could have picked for your first project out of the gate, you chose Operation Stork Speed. I was offended by that, but
You know, hold on a second. I hadn't planned on getting into vaccines at this point. I was going to commend you later because
you've got Brad from 5 Times August on the show.
No.
You're getting into it within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I like it. And that's what I wanted to give you praise, because not only were you a voice during COVID, and boy, it was a lonely time early on, but you have done a better job than anyone that I've been watching on Twitter as far as reminding us how quickly we forget. You have been reminding us of all of the absurdities and the insanities that we went through. It's not ancient history, folks. It was just a few years ago. So I appreciate how you constantly are reminding people. But
forget.
And never forget. And then you just brought up RFK, and I just found this was a humorous clip, and I was like, oh, since I've got 5 Times August on, I've got to definitely play this clip. I thought this was hysterical. Are you familiar with this clip from Elizabeth Warren?
I know what's coming, yeah.
You know what's coming, Brad. Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen it.
Watch this.
Profitable. In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt.
Yeah, she's talking about RFK. He may have the opportunity to bankrupt.
In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, and then nobody gets vaccine.
She says it like that's a bad thing.
I'm gonna die.
These companies with a long and well documented history of healthcare fraud, who have been in unprecedented paid out unprecedented healthcare fraud,
that have been proven to be liars.
But there's good news. There's good news. I just found out it's safe to mix and match. The CDC and the FDA have reviewed everything. And if you want to get a booster that's from the same manufacturer as your initial one, you can do it. But you can also get one that's from somebody else if you want.
But I just
like
learned,
Bob down the street could make one. You get one of Bob's.
I just learned from a sitting U.S. senator that if the HHS director gets his way, then you can have bankrupt companies. Then who's going to make those, Brad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Bob down the street. I just
down the street.
He can do it. He's
if
good.
You'll
He's got a shop.
If you'll remember, they told you not to mix and match way back when.
You're not supposed to remember this stuff.
That's, follow the
and
signs.
Now you just, well, you know why it is, because they have warehouses full of syringe needles that they have to get rid of. They're like, just whatever. Just please take the shots, because we've got they're boxes back here. Please.
That's basically what it says. When scheduling your booster dose, you'll be able to see which vaccine you'll be getting. However, allowing people to mix and match will provide greater access to those who need a booster. So there you go.
Now,
hang on
it doesn't matter anymore.
Hang on a second. When we were kids, you remember you'd go up to the soda fountain thing, and then when you would mix and match all of those drinks, what was it called again?
Suicide.
Yep.
Boom.
That's right.
Okay, so
yourself a suicide of vaccine shots. Get them all together.
And I have to make a reference here because history has been erased, and therefore the Uncle Remus stories and Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear, all that stuff. Like if you're from the South, especially, you grew up with the story of Brer Rabbit not wanting to be thrown into the briar patch. And
please don't throw me.
Please don't throw me. So when Elizabeth Warren says he might make the vaccines, and who's going to make them then if the companies go bankrupt? Oh no, please don't make them go bankrupt. Here's a great tweet from you 5 Times August earlier this week. There it is. The FDA recalls cucumbers in multiple states due to salmonella outbreak. 5 Times August says, if cucumbers make 20 people sick, we must recall them immediately to protect the public. If COVID shots injure and kill countless individuals over the course of 4+ years, we must be patient, keep them on the market, and sit around waiting for the studies. Brilliant and so true.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've been posting a lot of recalls from the FDA because it's just absurdly hypocritical that we've got this huge warning about cucumbers right now across the nation.
The jokes write themselves.
I know.
Yeah.
It's unrelenting, man. Okay,
yeah.
let's see here. Oh wait, what are your famous people that you're gonna have dinner with there, Brad?
Me, I would have dinner with Trump, Musk, and whoever has the inside scoop on 9/11.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were gonna need a referee or something.
No. Are you kidding? Those two, they're probably having dinner together right now.
There's
I
a
don't
good
know, man.
chance.
I don't know.
Somebody
Brad,
yesterday had posted like, this could possibly be the biggest troll of all time. And I'm like, if this is the biggest troll of all time, we've got some serious issues, because this is no way to treat the American people.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know. That's why I put it on Facebook. I posted something this afternoon, and it said, "Guess I owe an apology." How did I word it? Guess I owe an apology to everyone who told me Elon Musk was only fiddling in the government to enhance his riches. Guess I owe you all an apology. How could I have been so blind? I feel like, I let you down. I'm sorry. Guess you were right. And it's amazing the responses I'm getting to that. But it's a psyop.
I think
they're not pissed at each other.
I think they are pissed at each other.
Well, it just goes to show you,
because I don't know what the end game would be. Why would they do this?
It's part of the plan, Keith.
Is it
plan nobody knows about?
Is it 20D chess? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah. Well, no, the thing that it illustrates is that either way, that this is the way politics goes, is you're buddy, and then you're best friends one day, and then, the next day you're not, and you hate each other, and it's all deal making. I was thinking, like, people forget that everybody that's in a position of power in DC is there not because of you, not because they're there to fight for you, because they made deals to get themselves there, to better their career, to move up. It's all deal making, and then they're in a system of more deal making, and everybody's doing their deals that have nothing to do with any of us. It's just to pursue their own agendas, and that's the system at play. A whole bunch of deal making by deal makers.
Well, and it's let's put it this way. You're absolutely right. Politicians, Rush Limbaugh talked about this all the time. And in fact, when I was in 5th grade, my mom and I were having dinner in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. And I just remember my mom being stunned. I don't know who the senators were. I think it might have been Ted Kennedy and a Republican. But I just remember that she was stunned that these two would be hanging out together. It's absolutely a show. I just don't think...
Who was it? Who? Or you don't remember who?
I don't remember, but I think it might have been Ted Kennedy or something. And
it's like attorneys. Well, they are attorneys, but attorneys do the same thing. They stand up in front of each other, in front of the court, and yell, and then they go and have dinner.
Don't feel that's what's happening here, but we'll see. This thing is going to play out, and we're going to find out.
You think it's real? You think it's a real feud?
I think the way they were responding to in real time. It wasn't like hey, you tweet this and I'll tweet this. It was, oh yeah, well screw you. I'm gonna react immediately to this this.
Brad, do you also think that it's real?
No, I think it's a distraction. Although I will say,
for what ends though? That's no one's given me that.
If there's a plan in place, I think it would have to be to push the Epstein list forward, because why would he make those accusations? Such a huge accusation.
It's multiple things.
Unless it was a call to action to make people go, well, now you have to put out, because now you're seeing the left go, let's see the Epstein list. And
because now that Elon says Orange Man bad, then you get plus. You can also because I think Trump wants the cuts in the budget too. I think that what he's doing now.
What has ever led you to believe that he wants cuts on anything?
I think that this could be absolutely that deep. The two of them are really smart people.
Yeah, but the two of them also have big egos, man.
I understand that too, but they both like to win, and they both proven that they can win. And if they have if they figured this out step by step, which I think they probably have, I think that with the number of people out here in the great unwashed that now think Elon says Orange Man bad, if Elon says this has to happen, it's going to be all the people on the left going, pushing exactly what Elon wants to happen, which I think is what Trump wants to happen, which I think is going to end up in cuts in the budget.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. In what timeline has the Republican Party ever shown that they're this smart? They've
It's not the
shown,
Republican. No,
but-
it's not the
but-
Republican Party. I don't
okay,
think
but
Trump is the
anyone
Republican
with an
Party.
R after their name that has
I have an R after
done
my
some-
name, and I don't like. I'm not a Republican. I mean,
Huh?
Mhm.
I'm registered Republican, but that's
Yeah.
I just haven't gone down and changed it to independent.
I don't think it's that involved, honestly, though. Like I think because it would just be another one of those things. That's the issue we're running into here is the layers of this is just more part. It's going to lead to it's all presumption, assumption, and like thinking that there's a bigger plan in place, but it's just a bunch of mishmash happening, and everybody's left going, oh, yeah, I don't know where that went.
Let me just say this, Brad. The one consistent thing about the GOP, and I realize that's not who's involved in this, but by association, Donald Trump being, a Republican president, the GOP is consistent in one thing, and that is screwing things up.
Yeah.
And if anything has been clear lately, it's the Democrat Party in total chaos, where their front runner for president is AO-freaking-C. You should just be able to sit back and by default continue your majorities in the House and the Senate. But you're gonna take your biggest donor and have this public fight and risk this. I don't think so, because what Elon did and Joe Rogan did and many others, influencers, brought in new people into the Republican ranks to vote for Donald Trump. And you're going to risk that on some kabuki theater thing, some arguing. I don't.
If at the end of the day it gets done what needs to be gotten done.
Okay, but I just don't know that Donald Trump is motivated to cut anything out of government, especially when he's the one in office with the levers of power. I've just never seen that.
Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed today, Keith? Sorry.
No,
It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
I'd have to be able to sleep in order to wake up.
Right.
Okay, so if you're a wrestler or a baseball player, what would your walk-up song be, Brad Staggs?
No, let Brad go first.
But you are Brad.
Oh,
He's five.
No.
Who's on
You
first?
go first. You got to give me time to think.
Me too. Yes.
I guess we'll skip it. 5 times August. You should just say, I don't know, one of my songs.
I don't know, one of my songs.
There it is. See, look at that. All right, that was easy.
Oh, you
up to-
entertainers are so self-serving.
I'd walk out to what did Kennedy walk? My Hero by Foo Fighters. Just
That's
because
ironic.
It's me. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't really.
That's
That was a
ironic. I
joke.
posted that song today on Twitter. That's funny. Okay.
No, I wouldn't really walk out to that.
You should though. That's funny.
So then I'm gonna do the funny one and say, "Sad little man."
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah, we were talking earlier before you joined us, and that's probably my favorite song of yours. And a lot of people don't realize this, Mr. 5 times August. And when you make these parodies, well, not parody songs, but these songs that speak to the times,
Biting,
like your Anthony
biting
biting criticism. It's, you know what it is? It is a editorial cartoon with a great soundtrack behind it. Ooh, you can steal that. So, but you're
thanks.
also spending. That didn't feel genuine. That didn't feel genuine at all. No, but you made the videos too, and that I know that was a painstaking effort for you to do all these animations and stuff like that. Hold on, did you have this down here, Brad? Hang on, I don't see it anymore.
I have what from where? Don't say it like that because it's weird when you do.
Bad little man.
Because you said to send it to you and you'd have it ready, but that's all right.
I didn't say send.
I did. Yes, you did.
Are we going to get a copyright ding on YouTube for playing your music, Mr. 5 times August?
No, I'll leave you alone when I log in next time.
That's awesome. So, just
No.
play a little bit of this if people aren't familiar. This is so good, man. I can't stand that guy. Oh,
Feels like ages
Why?
ago already.
I know.
Right?
Sad little man sitting deep in a lie.
And he's still
dead
walking
in
free.
his soul, but
I
he'll
know.
keep you alive.
Rich.
Do what he
Yep.
says, not what he do. Cause the truth is for him and the lie is for you. Sad little man, but he's treated like a god. As the faithless prey to a fake and a fraud. Worship the man, pledge to his word. One shot, two shot. now you get a third. Sad little man, you better run now while you know you can. Sad little man, you don't fool me, you sad little man.
Man, that is so
Damn thing
good.
sticks in your head too. Thank you.
And I'm angry now, actually.
I dropped
Well,
it
thanks.
over on Facebook a little while ago it's fun
Oh,
to
thanks.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's funny looking back on that now, because like I did that before RFK's book came out about Fauci, which if you read that book, like it's kind of like, gosh, I should have been a lot harder on him. And I could have leaned into it a little bit more, but that song did get me into a lot of trouble anyway once it came out, because that was at the height of like Fauci's being propped up as a god, as I say in the song. And
How much shit did you get for that? I mean, did people come after you? And like
my Wikipedia page got taken down shortly after that video itself got it was removed from search, from the whole YouTube search. You couldn't find it. I couldn't find it myself.
wow.
And I mean, I had all kinds of, all that censorship that I had heard about, kind of, it was starting to happen to me, where I was like, oh, it's all real. I'd log into Facebook and I couldn't share my own stuff anymore all of a sudden. And, you just felt like there was an eye on you that wasn't there before. There's somebody watching you. And yeah.
And I wonder, he probably saw it and got pissed off because his ego.
I would love to know if he actually ever saw that video, because it did get passed around quite a bit. I mean, I would love to have seen his reaction to it.
He would be pissed seeing that, because even though he puts on that little that gee shucks up front, the door shuts, man. If you're on his bad side,
do either of you think
he
that
stands on a box in front of you? And
do you either of you think that he will ever face any consequences whatsoever?
No. See, that's why I'm pissed, because I wrote that song and the whole song was like, it's coming for you. And now we're 5 years removed from the beginning of all that, and he's still walking free. And even if he was charged with something at this point, the guy's like 84. So by the time he ends up in court and would end up in jail, if he did end up in jail, he wouldn't be there but a day or two before he croaked or something. And he's already lived his life. I've made this point many times. Like, he's already lived his life. The damage is done. He's made his fortune, and he gets to walk free because nobody did anything about it. So,
and you have a YouTube channel, right? Lep is asking. You can find all
YouTube.
Stuff. There's a
I
ton
just
there.
I just put the link in the chat over on the.
Look at that! Y'all can click right there. Just click it right there.
And we were paying him more than anybody. I mean, the highest paid employee on our payrolls in the government was Fauci. And the golden parachute that he got, unreal.
And the reason he was paid so much is because of the importance of he
was willing to do the wet work,
all of the work on the bioweapons. That's our
and
guy.
all the aid stuff too.
Oh gosh,
I mean that's the thing. You're going back decades.
You got to go read that book, the RFK book, The Real Anthony Fauci. Holy crap, it is an eye opener, not only for Anthony Fauci but for all of the sins of Bill Gates as well. Okay.
What? He just makes computers. Stop it.
And
he wears sweaters. He's got to be nice.
Yeah.
I hear he likes islands too. Okay, so if you wrote a book,
hold on, I'm on an island. Don't be doing that.
No, I don't want to know what's going on off camera. Let's see. If you wrote a book, Mr. 5 Times August, what genre would it be?
Oh, I don't know, fiction, some kind of fiction, imaginative fiction thing.
A little broad,
because I'm well, in the sense of like, I don't know. I mean, I consider myself a storyteller. When I make that video, I've got to tell a story. Where I want to go with things, and where I probably will be going in the next year or so, is broadening the scope of that kind of presentation and creating an animated, a bigger, like a short film or something with more music inside of it.
And you did all the graphics and you did all
Yeah.
of that. That is,
Yeah.
I know how much work that is. And that's
How long did
a
that
lot of
take you?
work.
How long did a typical video like this take you, man?
It would depend on what I was doing. That one, I mean, probably took a couple weeks at minimum, 2 or 3 weeks. But when you know, actually, I was talking to my wife about this the other day. When you know how much work goes into animating something, I was actually, basically my process at that time was I would write a song, record it, like write the song, probably record it inside of a week, and then hunch over the computer for however long it took to make a video shortly after that. So it's very like go at that time, where I would just write it, record it, video, put it out. And I would hunch over the computer and start it, and then just work on it obsessively until it was done.
Had you done anything with animation or anything like that before you started making the videos for these songs?
Yeah, so what's funny about it is I had a kids music project prior to all the COVID era music, and that was called the Juicebox Jukebox, which was a family music project that I was doing at home. And I was making these really nice songs that needed animated video. So I taught myself how to do all this kind of stuff throughout that much more innocent, nice project, which was funny because it gave me the skill set to come in and make these darker sort of videos. So I went from these bright songs about being thankful and kindness into Sad Little Man and Gates Behind the Bars and stuff. So it was a little bit of a bipolar experience in that regard to go from, but yeah, there you go. So I'd like to actually come around and reconnect with this project too, because it was a lot of fun. I started doing this music because I was tired of what was out there for my own kids on YouTube. There's a lot of garbage, and
I get it. Shapes.
Got it. Yeah,
I got
it. Yeah.
I'm quit.
There you go.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but before we move on, it takes so much focus to do videos like this. I mean, to sit down and are any of those practical element? Did you like take cutouts of Fauci and photograph, or was it all done digitally?
So it's all digital. You like scour Google, pull an image, cut it out, make it look like it was all, cut. If I had done that, in a South Park fashion, like those early episodes of South Park where it was actually paper, I mean, that would have taken forever. So thankfully we had the technology, and you can sort of mimic a style in that way. But
what software did you use? Premiere or After Effects or?
No, so I only had at that time, when I started making those videos, I would make the images in Photoshop and take them over to Final Cut, which isn't like it, and basically frame by frame, which is kind of, it was a little unorthodox of an approach to create it. It's kind of a blend between modern technology and the traditional way of doing things, because I was kind of going frame by frame, really creating and getting into it. Like my face would be up here, to the computer screen, putting little details in them that I knew people would want to go back and watch. And, it was very timed with the rhythm. If you watch, you'll see the motion. Everything is timed with something else. And so a lot of thought put into it. So I appreciate the acknowledgement for sure.
Absolutely, man. Okay, Brad, assuming you knew how to like read and write, like what genre would the book that you wrote, what would
me
that be? Yeah,
be about me, erotica.
Clearly.
I mean, why do you even ask? I mean, look at me.
Yeah,
he started the show sniffing his nose. He's on an island.
I don't know what sort of innuendo, what insinuations, but I have expensive lawyers, so be careful.
I don't know where Lep's Zoom room is, but thank you for sharing the show there.
Oh, you don't want to go in there. You don't. It's
Wait,
crazy.
what's in
his,
what's the Zoom room?
Just careful. Wash your hands afterwards.
Okay. Brad Staggs, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Never meet your heroes.
Okay.
Well,
That's a good
actually,
one.
that's
But you've met me before, so.
never meet your heroes.
Oh, okay. 5 times August. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given? Don't take the vaccine.
Don't take the shot.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Thank you for answering for me, because that's perfect. Saved my life.
Okay, let's see here. Which would you want to rid the world of if you could? You get 4 choices. Okay, Mr. 5 times August. Would you get rid of spiders? Would you get rid of wasps / hornets? Would you get rid of fire ants? Yeah, you live in Texas, so you know them well. Or would you get rid of mosquitoes? So spiders, wasps, fire ants, or mosquitoes?
Go with mosquitoes, I think. I mean, I don't like any of those, but I'm going to go with mosquitoes because I feel like there's a lot more disease involved in mosquitoes. Like ants, they'll bite you, right? And you're like, ants, that sucks. Get them off. The hornet, it flies by you, it stings you once, and unless you're around a nest or something, then then you're gonna die. But I feel like
then you're gonna die. Just move on.
Mosquitoes carrying something.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a bunch, and like they're kind of like as obnoxious as flies, but a lot more.
Oh, yeah, flies. I should have put that on there. Hey, pro tip, if you live where there are fire ants, which is, anywhere in the South, I've talked about before. I don't know. I haven't seen a map in years, but they've been up to Kansas and southern New Jersey now. So they are advancing northward. They started in New Orleans in 1900. They arrived on a banana boat from Brazil, I believe, is how they ended up making it to North America. But then, and not to get too deep, but it's too late, they looked at colonies and compared them to the ones in 1900. They think that they don't think that it is actually the same now. So there's a school of thought. Anyway, it's way too much fire ant talk. But here's my pro tip. Keep limes on hand during the summer. Because nothing, and I've personally experienced this, when you get bitten by a fire ant, go to that lime and just rub it on there, and that provides more relief than anything I've ever tried. Brad, what are you getting rid of? Spiders, wasps, fire ants, or mosquitoes?
Well, hang on a second, because this is what so while you guys are doing that, I was thinking, all right, it'd be great to get rid of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But what happens when you get rid of mosquitoes? It's like, would you go back and kill baby Hitler? And so, because of the amazingness of this interweb box, you can now ask are you about to do that?
No, keep going.
Because if you got rid of all the mosquitoes in the world, it would have a cascading ecological effect. They play roles in food webs, ecosystems, blah, blah, blah. You would affect the fish species, birds, bats, amphibians, other insects.
Your article is much more in depth than mine. Mine says that scientists are actually very close to being able to exterminating mosquitoes, and it goes through this whole thing about gene mutation and how the male mosquito and offspring. Anyway,
biodiversity loss, invasive species, and pests.
Yours is much more involved than
Thanks,
my
Brad.
article.
You just killed off the entire planet. How do you feel now?
Selfish son of a bitch.
I think all the mosquitoes we have are government mosquitoes right now anyway.
That's the other thing.
Mosquitoes aren't real.
Bill Gates and the government. I mean, they're who's going to get there first?
The idea of a mosquito is out there, but it's a government created mosquito that is designed to make us.
But that's just it. Are they going to eradicate the mosquito first, or are we going to have these genetically modified mosquitoes, courtesy of Bill Gates, that's meant to? It's just a nightmare, man.
But see, on the bright side, if you eliminated mosquitoes, it would drastically reduce diseases like malaria, the dengue fever, and Zika. It would save millions of lives and billions in healthcare costs annually. Congratulations, you just destroyed and you brought back the world to life. It could improve human productivity.
You got to go through those rough patches to come out on the other side.
I'd say
I think the philosopher Steve Miller said it best. Sometimes you got to go through hell before you get to heaven, and there we are.
But with that said, wasps are dicks, and I would get rid of all of them.
Okay, I have a question. The other night I was watching the old hockey game, Go Oilers, and I noticed I needed something sweet, I needed a dessert or something, and so I noticed, ironically enough, there were a couple of cupcakes in a box sitting on the kitchen counter, and and it had my daughter's name, my youngest daughter's name was on the box, and I texted Zelie and I said, "Hey, what's the story on these cupcakes? Can I have one?" And so I waited for a response. I didn't get one. So my question, gentlemen, is what is what is a reasonable amount of time that I should wait before I ate those, or should I not have eaten them at all? Help
You
me out
ate them
here.
anyway?
Well, I ate one of them.
How long did you wait?
Well, that's what I'm asking. How long should I have waited?
How long do you normally get a response back from your daughter? How long does it normally take?
A few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, if you didn't hear back in a few minutes, then it's your house.
Yeah. Oh, but believe me, the conversation actually ended when her response was, when I told her I had already eaten them, or eaten the one, her response was bruh, BRUH, and to which I replied, "You're welcome for life, since you wouldn't exist without me." And so my point was, I waited, timestamps say that I waited exactly 3 minutes for a response.
Okay.
I didn't get one, so I consumed one of the cupcakes.
It's been 3 minutes.
And apparently, her and her mom were planning on eating them when they got home. But
well, you know what?
They had to split them. Oh well.
Certain factors come into play because, depending who it is, right? That's family. That's your daughter. How many cupcakes have you given your daughter throughout her life?
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. She's actually provided many more. She's a little chef. Many more cupcakes to me than I've ever provided. How many?
Okay, but you gave her the opportunity to make the cupcakes in the first place.
Who do you think paid for the cupcake?
You asserted your toxic masculinity, and that's the only thing that matters.
So, Brad Staggs, you tweeted out something.
That wasn't me. I was hacked.
That I don't know what it is about this. I loved this. You had a trivia question. You were giving away some prize for the Daily Mojo.
Yeah.
And
you won my undying respect if you did that right.
Oh, well, I knew exactly what that is, and
did you?
Absolutely, bro. Of course I did. This was the original dopamine hit for getting on the internet. That's what this was.
Okay. All right. I miss those sounds.
I do too.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Imagine having to wait for the World Wide Web.
And when you download, in those days, when you download anything, a document, a picture, it would go.
Yeah. See, I think that was the
line
appropriate amount of internet speed for humanity. That was just enough.
That was enough to get the job done.
Right.
We could
We could have stopped there, but now we have 5G and cancer in the air.
Now it's too fast.
6G, 7G, and we can't get off our phones. And it was just enough. It's like,
it was annoying enough. Yes.
You had a station at the house to sit and connect to the World Wide Web, like a phone attached to the wall.
Oh.
Now it's everywhere all the time.
And then
there's a screen on your refrigerator that's connected to Bluetooth and the internet and this and that, and it's everywhere all the time. It's too much.
And somebody in the house picks up the phone, and then you have to start it all over again after they get off the phone. Then you got to go through it again. And
come on.
And then so pick up the phone. So back
this is the
then,
sound of the late 90s right here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was late 90s when information was doubling, every 12 months?
Yeah.
And then, because I remember, I was just looking this up the other day, that now information is doubling. We got to a point where it's doubling every 12 hours, and we're to the point where we're actually going to run out of space to save all the information that is happening now. And they've started using, this is really freaky, instead of like thumb drives and hard disks, they're using DNA as a storage device. And they keep it in a vial. DNA.
That sounds on track, honestly, with the way the world's going.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's
DNA.
creepy.
That is. And so we should have stuck. You're right. Back to the.
Yeah.
I
And then
can't
we
find.
could have written everything down.
I complain about this every week, but the way the chat comments load on my screen over here, I can't. I see on the screen the comment Kara 3022, but I can't find it over here to put on the screen. In the AOL voice, welcome. You've got mail.
You got mail.
That was good stuff. Okay, let's see what else I got.
Back
here.
when we had Clippy, that was a little paperclip thingy that sat up in the corner
for Word.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy was annoying. He was just
He was.
so. I mean, I'm talking about unsolicited advice. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, that's right.
You know, you really should put an apostrophe here.
He would knock on the screen.
Screw off, Clippy.
Right.
And do you remember the big internet the phase or fad or whatever it was, where on websites you could have like you could videotape yourself doing it or whatever, but like a little person would walk onto the screen and go, "Hey, thanks for coming to the website," blah blah blah. And do you remember that?
I don't.
It was like it was, for whatever reason, it never really fully caught on, but it was like the coolest idea that never quite did
if you post something like that, direct me to it. I'd like to know what you're talking about, because I don't think
I am so high right now it doesn't even matter.
Oh, that's
I'll
cool.
see if I can find
That's
that.
cool. All right, here's a mom. Yeah, well, we saw how you started your day. Okay,
Kids don't do drugs.
Don't
stay
do
in
drugs.
school.
Don't stay in school though, but don't do drugs either.
Go private school.
No, maybe no. Okay, so this chick, speaking of schools, she gets in her car after leaving her son's school, and I want to see what you guys think about this disciplinary measure by the school.
My sixth grader got caught with his phone this afternoon. They brought it to the.
Can't hear it.
Can't hear her? Oh, sorry.
I can't.
Okay, well, let me fix that.
Yeah, it's a little soft.
There we go. That's what she's.
My sixth grader got caught with his phone this afternoon. They brought it to the office, told him I had to come pick it up after school, so I did that, and then they proceeded to tell me that I had to pay $15 to get this back via Cash App. What? Like, imagine how much money they're making.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's dumb. I think that's dumb.
See, I go past the dumb thing as to that's theft.
Right.
Oh, I like that answer.
Yeah, that's a good
I
answer.
like that answer.
Because that's give it to me, and now, now, I don't even. I shouldn't ask it.
Yeah.
It's like that's extortion.
Yeah. It's an
yes.
advertisement for homeschool is what it is. But
yeah.
We have had an issue actually with our school where my wife went to pick up my son one day, and it was close to the end of the day. About 3 o'clock. It's like it's supposed to be the cutoff for, they get out at 3:30 or whatever, so you can only pick up your kid up until about 3 o'clock. My wife gets there because my son has an appointment.
Wait, if you get there later than that, do they get to keep your kid?
So
or
that's
you have
where
to pay $15? Oh,
that's
sorry,
where you
continue.
have to pay $15 for your kid.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. But no, like that we didn't really realize that was the situation. So my wife goes up there to get our son, and the lady at the desk is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're past the cutoff," and she's like, "Give me my son."
Right. Thank you.
And it became a very uncomfortable moment of like, no, like, you don't get to keep my son here just because it's past 3 o'clock. Like,
so wait, keep him until when? The next
until
day?
School lets out. And no, until school lets out.
Okay. I thought it was at the end of the day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, no, that's the idea, is like somewhere between 3 and 3:30. You're not supposed to be able to pick up your kid because that's when the cars line up.
I got you.
There's
that window.
It's it apparently interferes with the pickup time window of getting to school, but it shouldn't matter. Like, that's your child. If I want my child at 3:25, you give me my child because you do not own my child.
All right.
So
next time you go to pick up your son between 3 and 3:30, just have queued up on your phone that scene with Mel Gibson screaming into the phone, "Give me back my son!" So did they eventually let your wife take?
Oh yeah, yeah. It started to become a scene, and it was like,
yeah,
oh, take your kid. There's nothing we can really do about it.
Exactly.
You know, like
that would be one of those things where I did, because you get into that situation and you feel the anger, rising slowly, and it's like you feel like you're turning into the Hulk. It's like no,
yeah,
don't let that happen, because, and then your voice starts to getting louder, and then you realize, okay, here we go, and
I know.
And the next thing you know, you're Mel Gibson.
Then you're the crazy one in handcuffs, and then
and that
your kid gets taken away from you because they wouldn't give you your child, and you tipped over the pencil cup at the front desk or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Mr.
Oh no, not these guys.
Yeah, you posted. I'm telling you, I'm you. I think your tweet said something along the lines of like, "Are you the only one that doesn't like this advancement?" I'm with you. I don't want to see these robots, these humanoids, becoming more and more lifelike. But boy, they're getting limber. It's going to be a lot easier for them to march down city streets in unison, armed. Sorry.
Well,
and I just want to say the only reason it's choppy is because my computer sucks. Other than that, it's actually very smooth.
Yeah. Here's the deal. This would have been cool 30 years ago. Maybe 40 years ago, it would have been like, oh, cool. That's what the future's like. But because we've experienced what we've experienced over the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 to 15 years, and we, now we're all walking around with phones, and we know we're being monitored. And I see this, and I'm like, what a pander to get people to go, oh, yeah, that looks fun. I want that in my life. I'm like, you realize, like, we all know, we've all seen Terminator. We know how this ends.
Yep.
The moment it decides it wants to come after you, it does not tire. You tire. You slow down. That the day that comes, it's over. And they're gonna welcome it in because it'll fold your shirt and do your laundry at home.
Yep, that's right. That's right. That is exactly what's going to happen. And then the only way to defeat it is just to drop an EMP over it, and then you take out everything. But
there's that video right there, Keith.
Oh, hang on. I'm not even on the screen here. Hang on a second. Where are you? Where are you?
Right there.
I got you. Hang on. Oh, I have to stop. That one, and then I can put this one up here. Okay. Don't like
it.
Like it.
What? Come on, those are cool.
Yeah, just slap some AI knowledge inside that thing, and we are done.
No, the idea is cool. I give it that. The technology is unbelievable. But
only people are gonna want that.
Look, this is far past dial-up modem, and we cannot handle this.
I know. I agree 100%.
But look at that. They can fold.
Like you said, he just told us that.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
People are like, I don't want to fold my laundry. How much?
Hang on a second.
But look how slow he is.
I was about to say, what a slow.
I mean, you could I could fold a shirt 10 times that fast. I mean, if I didn't have a woman to do it.
That's right.
Fortunately, all the women we train around here are highly skilled at folding, and because otherwise we send them back to remedial training.
Well, they do a terrible job with the cutting up of your stuff, though. I heard earlier. Remember that?
They can.
Here's the other layer to that is, we've just gone through trans rights and all these other things. These robots are going to become partners to people, and then we're going to be seeing humanoid rights, AI rights, because people are going to have an emotional attachment to them. So when their battery, let's take this for example, when their battery starts dying, or that needs to be replaced, or they're just no longer, maybe they become obsolete, the new model comes in and people start going, well, we can't just get rid of him. What are we supposed to do? He helps me fold my shirts at home, and I also have sex with it. So what am I supposed to do?
I was about to go, it reads me bedtime stories.
Yeah.
But no, you went to the next level.
Well,
You're
that's
absolutely
where
right.
it's going to go. We know those
Absolutely.
people are out there. I think we have established Brad Staggs
well,
as one of them today.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So hang on a second, though, because the way they tried to sell 25 years ago microchipping. We're only going to put it in, first of all, your pets. And then, you know what? We're going to put them in sex offenders.
But with that, you can just you go to 7-Eleven and boop, you paid for it. It's so easy.
But we need to track sex offenders so you know you can be alerted when they move into your neighborhood. And you know, we might as well just put them in your kids too in case they get kidnapped. And then if you start putting them in kids, then that just is that generation will become adults, and by then it just becomes the norm. But you're absolutely right. They're going to become so attached to this, and they're going to have rights, right? And then stuff like this, which hardy har har. Oh, that's so funny. It's actually it's not funny because this right here, people are going to have an emotional attachment and go, oh, you can't put them in an arena like that. That's rude. Look at that. You're objectifying.
Could you get away from maybe the dial-up internet that you have there and get something that actually streams?
I think what happened was your modem. I'm actually using the internet that's based off of your 256 baud.
Here, don't you threaten me with a good time. This video over here.
Real.
You don't think so?
Real.
I think what happened there at the end.
It will be, but
I think they just sped it up right here. I think that's what you're seeing. I think that is just sped up. No, maybe I'm just
the video looks weird, but it will be real if it's not. It's certainly
watch this one.
Hang on, yeah. You're gonna find out if your robot wife has rights.
Yes,
that's when you're gonna find out. What am I looking for here, Brad? What the guy with the microphone?
Log in.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a joke about cloud storage, but it's over your heads.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know. I've seen this.
Oh, This is a new one. This just dropped 5 hours
ago.
ago.
To pass my economics class.
Well, are you trying?
Yes. The professor says I'm the most trying student he's ever had.
Sure, I'm a full stack developer. I'm fully stacked with anxiety.
I'm giving away these dead batteries, free of charge.
None of this is real.
None of it's real. AI.
None of this is real.
Yeah.
I need help remembering my girlfriend's birthday.
That's easy. Just forget it once, and she'll never let you forget it again.
The shampoo bottle says lather, rinse, and repeat. I have been in this shower for 2.5 hours now. The internet is tracking my cookies?
Yeah.
You'll never get my recipe, internet.
None of that. That's the part that freaks me out. Is that because once you put that kind of thing into a robot's brain, because those are all just people.
I don't like it.
That's where it starts to get freaky.
We're on a very slippery slope.
And it's going to be really quick too. It's going to be like
here.
In the next year.
It's done.
Well, allow me to finish. Is what I'm saying is what you're showing there, as real as it looks. Just imagine what it looked like a year ago, and now imagine what it's going to look like a year from now. It's in a year, we're not even going to be able to pick up on any of this stuff. I mean, it's going to be.
You can't tell that. I mean, that looks like a.
No, you're right. I mean, it's
getting better and better. There's to me, there's still a certain soullessness to it. It's like a lot of the people in the videos are too perfect looking. But it's gonna get better. I mean, I've seen some stuff already where I'm like, oh gosh, this is such a bad slippery slope that we're riding on right now. All of these layers. This combined with the humanoid robots plus AI plus the development of the did you see that video of in China they developed a little brain and they out of
the computer
they put it in the robot and then it was learning and
then they've got living
skin cell generation. Like we're really gonna have like real Terminator human looking robots walking around. Like that's another insane thing I can't even imagine. I've had this conversation with friends, but like our kids are going to grow up and first date questions are going to be like, how much humanoid robot are you? How much, Like, are you a robot?
It's not going to be like if you and I pass on the street and we chat for 5 minutes and then we go on our way. If it's one of these humanoid robots and we can't tell, it's recording every interaction. It's logging all of these interactions with humans, and it's gonna we're our entire lives are going to exist on a server somewhere every minute. Don't say, Brad. I know you're gonna say you already are. No.
I was gonna say,
walking down the damn street. What? Go ahead.
Brad, do you watch Black Mirror?
I've seen it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
You've seen all of them.
Not all of them, but I've seen.
This is the time in the
Keith won't watch.
Where the ubiquitous moment where
Keith, you've not seen any of them, have you?
I know. I need to.
And I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I'm doing this right now. I don't have time.
Okay. All right. But San Jacinto, do you remember that one, Brad, where the when you die, you can upload your consciousness to the cloud, and so you can live forever in this what is it called? Virtual
subtitle.
World.
That's the subtitle of this show. We always end up at Black Mirror.
Because we're there. We are there.
Okay.
It's I mean, and it's is it a good idea? Probably not.
Wait, is this worth watching? Battlestar Galactica remake from 2005? Because I haven't seen that either.
I was never a Battlestar guy.
On the plus side, if we live through the extermination through humanoids and AI, that empire ultimately crumbles because eventually they turn on themselves. So if you can hide in a corner while they fight and destroy themselves, you come out on the other side. And to circle back to your original question of the show, no more electricity because it's all blown up, but you do have bottles of water that you can survive on.
You can. Okay, that's good. All right.
And maybe that's what's already happened on Earth. Wouldn't that be ironic?
Oh, deep dive, brother.
Maybe that's already happened several times.
We don't know how many times, right? Yeah.
So while we're talking about humanoid robots and AI and all this good stuff, I had an article here from Men's Journal that talks about how toilet paper could be irrelevant soon. And I thought this was going to be a fascinating read. And unfortunately, I read it. And all it says is, here are the Men's Journal's options. This is why.
Socks.
This is why you're close. This is why toilet paper could be a thing of the past. Obviously, bidets is in the articles, right? And then the other one is a reusable cloth toilet paper. Now, and it goes through the
diaper.
It goes through the pros and cons. That's bad for the earth, according to men. You can't be doing that. Because then you're going to throw that into a landfill.
No, a cloth diaper.
Oh, cloth diaper.
Yeah, cloth diaper.
Okay, gotcha. But this is just unbelievable. I can't believe that they're writing articles on this. And it just says a reusable cloth toilet paper. I mean, there are some cons, like, it could stain and your guests won't want to use that. I mean, it's just, what are we doing?
Why not a bidet?
I'm saying it. The article says if you don't want to use a bidet,
right?
Can I interest you in a reusable? Because your guests will love to come over and wipe their ass with something that you've already wiped your ass with. But we just went from a society that is this close to having humanoid robots run the world to, you know what, this toilet paper thing, that's too crazy. That's too far out there. Okay, so I
wait a second. Hold on. Jonathan says, Brad will marry a robot just to find out his robot wife has rights, won't sleep with him, and he can't outlive it.
Oh, can't outlive it. I missed that earlier. Yeah. I don't know why the font does that when people. You see that?
That is weird.
0026. It's not the first time.
It's because that's an ampersand.
Oh,
and it doesn't know how to do ampersand.
Oh, see, Jonathan, you need to just do A and D. I know I know you'd love to do just the ampersand, but okay, you guys know truck nuts, right? You guys have seen truck nuts. Everybody's seen them.
I'm wearing them now.
Is that right? Wow, there you go. That's oof. That is.
Oh yeah, truck nuts.
Uncomfortable.
They're stupid, but who cares?
It's America.
Yeah, it's America. Well, not in Idaho anymore, where it's my understanding that they just had an emergency session so that they could vote to eliminate the truck nuts. You can't do that anymore in Idaho.
Oh,
isn't that sad?
At least
they're going after the truck nuts.
Right.
I mean, this is a story from the 90s, isn't it? Like I feel
right.
I remember when I was in middle school, and my stepbrother went to the University of South Carolina, and Cobb County, Georgia was going through this whole obscene thing, like stuff like that. But it was bumper stickers is what the problem was. And he got taken. A cop pulled him over. He went to court. He fought it. And my boxer shorts, my University of South Carolina boxer shorts, became Exhibit A. I forgot to tell you. The bumper sticker said, "I'm sorry for the kids in the audience." The bumper sticker. Brad, can you look up the University of South Carolina?
Shouldn't be on the internet anyway.
University of South Carolina logo, the South Carolina Gamecocks, and so his bumper sticker said, "Can't lick our cocks," because it's a sports reference, And so my boxer shorts ended up getting. He got off from. They didn't have to pay the ticket, pay the fine, and but I mean, just like, come on, this is. Yeah, we're going after truck nuts in Idaho.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's worth our time.
There we go. Yeah. But an emergency session. Let's see here. If we can find.
I like the idea that there were so many trucks with these nuts on them that they just had to do something about it. They're everywhere.
That's the problem. It's like, wow.
I know. When's the last time you saw one? That's a great point. I don't even know when that was.
Right. Like maybe see one every, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 cars. I don't know what the statistics on that is, but it's not like I pull into the Walmart parking lot and just there they are all the time, and I'm just sick of it. We've got to do something. Every truck all the time has nuts.
Here, I found it.
What if they don't identify as a male?
Right? Yes. Well, my truck identifies as a male with big nuts. I don't get it. Why would you want to lick a chicken anyway?
Right. That's another good point.
It seems like you get feathers all over your tongue.
So, so is it safe to say that the majority of trucks are actually female trucks? I mean, that was stupid. Don't laugh.
They have to go through the transition. See, you buy the truck, then you have to install the balls.
Oh, okay. Install the balls. Okay. So,
install the balls.
About a week ago, we had a. You know what? There's a lot of that happening.
Install the balls.
There's a lot of that happening, mostly in blue states. Okay, so let's play a quick game because about a week ago
you can't blue our cocks.
We can't. Okay, I've already moved on. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you weren't fast enough.
Okay, so we had the spelling bee right about a week ago, and I thought that, and I have not watched this video. I just see at the bottom it says 20 hard words. Let's do 3 of them. Let's just do 3 of them. And let's so I'm gonna need you to get a pen and a paper. I forgot to tell you. So get your pen and paper ready. And then it says listen to audio carefully. Oh, I gotta turn the audio up. Each word will be read thrice. Say 3 times, a-hole. Right. Then we spell the word. Thrice. Okay. Here we go. Look at that. They misspelled answer. Check the answer.
Wait a minute.
Do you see this? Check the answer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
This isn't going to go well. I don't know. They already lost their credibility.
So let's do 3 words. Let's see what we get here. All right. And you play at home. You play along. Nobody's done this thing here. Here we go. Okay. No music, please. Thank you.
Oh, well, how are we going to hear it?
How are we going to hear the word, Keith? Dummy? Okay. I don't know.
You're going to have to. It's just, that's
music is part of the video?
That's weird. Hang on. When are they going to?
You're going to have to.
Pathetic.
Okay. Wait.
What?
Did it just say pathetic?
Pathetic?
I don't know.
Apathetic.
Apathetic. Okay, I'm going to pause it.
That's easy.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. Hang on.
Isn't it?
I don't know.
I mean,
it says hard words.
Okay.
Apathetic. All right, so everybody write down your deal here.
Now
apathetic.
You should be.
Apathetic.
All right.
Apathetic.
All right. So, oh wait, hold up your deals there.
Yeah, I got it.
Did you get it? Did I get it?
That was kind of simple.
That was
Does
simple.
this get harder?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's see here. Okay, hang on. What the? I don't sound effects. What the hell?
You picked a winner.
Okay, what did he say?
Yes.
I just keep screwing it up with the volume. Here we go.
Perfidious.
Wait, what?
Perfidious.
Perfidious. Hang on.
Perfidious.
Perfidious.
Oh,
I don't even know what that word means, honestly. This is a guess.
Oh, it's going to be tough at the end. So, because it could be.
All right.
Perfidious.
It's going to be
treacherous.
I don't want to go first. I want to see what Brad wrote first.
Oh,
no,
let's see
I want to see what the answer is.
No, I want.
Oh no. Let's see. Hold up your answers.
I did bad.
Perfidious.
I went with it. I went with the U.
Yeah, but I think
you
right.
did Dios.
Hold it up a little bit.
Oh,
because I think you're right. I think it doesn't have an O.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find out.
I said perfidious.
But I think you're right.
Let's see.
Oh, you're wrong.
Oh no, I did bad. I did real bad.
Oh.
Hey, I got it. Look at me, huh? What do I win? Sorry. Oh my gosh.
But Keith, since you sent me all the words beforehand and I know how to spell them, why I don't know what are you just trying to make Brad look bad?
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're ganging up on...
Hey, wait a minute here.
Wait, hold on. What word is this? Ratty? Oh my gosh, stop with the boinging. Hold on.
Ruddy.
Ruddy?
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, that's a.
Huh?
Yeah. You've never heard that before? He has a ruddy complexion.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Don't overthink this one.
Okay.
Free advice.
I'm just gonna go with.
That's what I did right here. Ruddy.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Ruddy. All right, say it. Spell it. A-hole. Okay. All right. Okay. So there we go. Your baby has ruddy cheeks. Okay. How interesting.
You should think about trademarking this game and we could take it on the road. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We have 20 words here. I'll just pause it there. Next time we'll queue it up. We'll try Rebecca next week with words 4, 5, and 6 and see what happens, huh?
Oh, that was it. That was all.
Well, I didn't want to go.
We're just getting warmed up. I thought
20 words. Come on now.
No.
So that reminded me though. Trying to spell. I forget which one. When I was in 5th grade, I won my school spelling bee. I've told this story before.
I did too. No. I came in second. You won.
I won my school spelling bee, 5th grade. So I had to go to the county, and so at the county it was. Or maybe I was in 4th grade. It was 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I don't even know.
Maybe it was 6th.
Maybe it was. It wasn't math. That's for damn sure. But I got up there, and the school's so proud of me. And hey, look, there's Keith and all that stuff. My mom's in the audience and stuff.
Aww.
So and I get up there, and my first word is oxen. Oxen. I'd never heard that word in my life. I've heard of ox. I've never heard.
Is that
of
when you're
ox.
taking drugs? You're oxen.
Well, you would have thought I was taking drugs. You would have thought that I was taking drugs based on how I spelled oxen.
How did you spell it?
Very confidently. O-C-C-S-A-I-N. Oxen. Yes, I got. Oh wait, So I had to go back to school quickly. Like it started like 9 a.m. I didn't miss anything. Like half of a period, man. It was bull crap.
There's a
oxen.
Go ahead, Brad.
Oh no, I was just going to say I was robbed by Sonia Addistone in 5th grade at the spelling bee because my word was Bible, and I spelled it. How would you spell it?
B-I-B-L-E. That's the book for me.
Brad.
Well, yeah, B-I-B-L-E.
And
B-Y. Did you go with
capital
B-Y?
B-I-B-L-E.
Did you go? God is not happy with you.
Well, first of all, they're wrong because
you were set up, man.
Because Bible, unless it's the Bible, Bible is B-I-B-L-E. The Bible is capital B-I-B-L-E.
Right.
Yes.
So I am still not over that.
You shouldn't be.
No,
I know. I was robbed.
Cheap.
You weren't.
Yeah.
That was.
I was robbed.
Oh my.
That's
goodness.
not right.
No, it's not. And Sonia, if you're listening, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know how you
go. You know
I don't
what?
know how you can keep that
Every
trophy
day she walks to her mantle and polishes the trophy. Sets it down. She's like,
I know.
Playboy.
And every day I wake up and I think of that trophy.
You should.
Yeah.
Don't let that go. You should let that fester.
Oh, I'm
okay.
not. I haven't.
So
1975.
I can't remember if it was when I was going to school in Georgia, we had to in this one class fill in the counties. There's 159 counties. I was looking it up, and I feel like we only had there was like 20 random counties on the list, and you had to find them. So it was something like that, and I got them all right. I got 20 for 20 or whatever it was, and I got my paper back, and it was like a 95. And I said, because she had marked off one of them, and I said, what the hell? And I was looking at the map and stuff. No, it's like, that's Bibb County or whatever the hell it was. And I went up there, and the teacher, what a bitch. She said, you just changed that. You just changed that. So, and I said,
she accused you of cheating?
She accused me of cheating. And this is why I use a pen. Never use a pencil, because then they can't accuse you of cheating. And she would not give me that, bro. I was so angry. I'm still pissed. I obviously it's affected me to the point where I'm bringing it up 30 years later. Damn it, I got 100 on the Georgia counties test. Now this next thing, real quick. This is my fault, but I just want to show you kids the cascading effect in life. I did a report in college, University of Nebraska, and I left a note card, a 3x5 note card. I left on my kitchen table. So when I gave the report, I was supposed to have that as a reference point. And I thought, all right, whatever, no big deal. I know my presentation. So when I turned it in, the teacher, she said, well, where's your 3x5 note card? I was like, yeah, I didn't use it. I actually forgot it at home. And she goes, no, you have to turn that in as part of your project. Now, this is the honest truth. And never do this to yourself, people. But this is what I did. I went, okay. So she took off. She took off for that. And so instead of in fact, she said later, you got an A instead of an A+ or whatever the hell it was. Anyway, whatever the grade was, 95 instead of 100, just like freaking the counties of Georgia. Anyway, I did this, guys. I figured out what I should have gotten in the class if I had turned in the damn 3x5 note card, and what that would have done to my GPA and all this stuff. I would have finished with a 3.0 GPA at the University of Nebraska. Instead, it was a 2.9999 on over a freaking note card. I mean, the things that just
And now look where you are.
Now look where I am. I'm literally just sitting in a corner of my kid's playroom.
Who knows where you could have ended up, Keith?
Doing a goofy ass Friday live stream.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. What time is it? 3.
Kara says 1975. I was 2. How was I? I was 10.
I was -1.
Brad's
parents probably hadn't even met.
Just a few years shy. No, they were married. They had my oldest brother. 1975.
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute. What year were you born, Brad?
83.
I could be. Oh Lord, I could be your dad.
You're not.
Hold on.
You're
Hold
not
on. You're
my
saying
dad.
you're saying that the math works out.
Yes.
You're not saying that you knew.
Brad, guess what? We got something to announce today.
Wait a
Tell
minute.
you what, guys.
1983. That was with. Wait.
Justin Trudeau, is that you?
Done.
I tell you what, I don't want to stand.
It's all coming together now.
So I'm just leave you guys to reunite. And
That's
catch up
why we
on
named you Brad.
Wait. I didn't know my dad growing.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, it all comes together right now. What a
you guys
historical
see-
moment that would be. If
So
Wait a minute.
while the state of Idaho is banning truck nuts, the state of Texas.
And can we stop for a moment and just give a little prayer of thanks that you won't be assaulted by truck nuts there, and that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an
world's
answered
a better
prayer
place.
for all
now
of
if
us.
I were to attach a good solid pair to my truck and then drive into Idaho, am I going to be pulled over and arrested? Like, do I have to stop at the rest stop and detach my truck
Sir,
nuts?
do you know why we pulled you over?
I'm visiting. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
My
You're
nuts, isn't it?
driving. You
It's
look
my
in the
huge
rear view
nut.
mirror, you're like, oh gosh, the lights are flashing. Comes out, sir. What seems to be the problem, officer?
You know why I pulled you over? It's because I can see your nuts.
Big
You
nuts.
seem to have a pair of truck nuts in the back of your vehicle.
You see, You're not from around here, are you?
You can see your nuts from the next county, son.
We don't take your kind in our
in
county.
Idaho, we do things a little differently. I'm going to need you to step out of the truck. Okay, so in Idaho, they're banning truck nuts. In Texas, do you see what's on Governor Abbott's desk right now? It's to ban THC.
That is so stupid.
Bro, you're telling me. I am.
Dan Patrick is a.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Sorry, I'll just sit here quietly for a minute.
No. Without getting too specific in the minutia of the players involved here in Texas, because you're right, our lieutenant governor.
He just owned a bar.
He is. Oh my goodness, I did not. Oh my, I did. I don't think I knew that.
He got contacts in the liquor industry.
That I knew, but I didn't know the old bar. Anyway, just hold on for a second before we get caught in the minutia of the players involved. Which, by the way, he is. You know what he is? He is a late 80s, early 90s throwback Christian conservative, but not really, because of what you just said, his connections and it's so.
This is not about morality or being good.
It's right, exactly right. The people that are pushing for this are big alcohol, and the big tobacco. That's still a thing. But the people that are funding this, and it's sitting on Abbott's desk.
He better veto it.
But is he going to?
I think yes, I do. I think that's why.
The longer this lasts, the longer this delays. Yeah.
I think that he is going to veto it because of Dan Patrick's relationships with the liquor industry, because he owned a freaking bar, and the bogus things that they're trying to. Well, you got kids going into these places and buying tea. Show me.
Oh, yeah. The whole justification is it looks like candy. Well, if your kid's not allowed in the store anyway. It says on the door 21 and over only. I mean, it's so obvious what is happening here. Yeah. And but he says he's not concerned about the governor. He thinks that he's going to sign it. Is this not this line from this story is just right out of the early 90s, like a Christian coalition type press release. Quote, you might go into a store and buy them and not even know what you're getting your kid high on drugs and hooked for life. That you might go into a store and buy them and not even know that you're getting your kids high on drugs and hooked for life because you think it's a lollipop or candy. I mean, is this it? So anyway,
they're just available at your local.
It's not in your
Kroger or HEB.
It's not in the aisle with the pack of gum.
Right, next to the magazines.
I cannot believe this state is so ass backwards, man, on so many things and so blind to so many other things. It's just Texas is lost. Can we just say it's? I mean, you can go any direction. It's lost.
But there's some stupid people here. There's some stupid people, and
but it's on both sides of the aisle, and we get caught in the middle. We get the Islamic enclave surrounding North Dallas. At the same time, we can't buy THC if this thing gets signed. It just the state makes no sense at all. It's schizophrenic.
Huge problem. THC, huge problem in Texas. I've seen kids walking down the street, 9 years old, just high AF, and it's just horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah. It's because their moms didn't know what they were buying their kids. They're like, "Oh crap, I'm running late. Let me just grab something, make my kid happy this weekend." And
that's the worst part is that it's the obvious pandering, or it's the obvious money from the liquor industry that it pisses me off. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate you bringing that one up.
Sure. My I was mentioning this before as well. My Southern Baptist, dyed-in-the-wool Southern Baptist uncle, when he was dying of cancer. This is back when you could only get medical marijuana in Georgia. I don't know what the marijuana laws or THC or anything. I don't know what that's like in Georgia, but this was 15 years ago, man. More than that, probably. And he ended up, at the end of his life, he was using marijuana, and he said, I was completely wrong about that. This was the only thing that helped the pain, that helped me get through this, and God bless him, but he changed his tune. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we got to do some animal stuff here. We haven't done any animal stuff here. I want you to see this picture that the Baron of Bubbles on Twitter, who makes incredible soap. He has no idea I'm going to say this, but mkmsoap.com. I actually really like. He sent some bars of soap to the studio last week, and it's actually on. I promise you, not a sponsor.
But Smell My Mojo is.
Smellmymojo.com, or is that what it is? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
she makes soap too.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're actually.
I don't have any soap suggestions.
You don't have any soap suggestions? What do you?
Come on.
Can you use Dial or like what do you use?
Just toss something in there.
So he sent this my way. These are 3 real pictures.
Sent you a bird.
See that? That's a bait.
That is not real.
How do you know that's real?
Look it up while I.
How do you know?
Look it up while I read this. You'll pick up keywords that you can Google on your own on that fancy dial-up internet.
You're high with that marijuana stuff again, aren't you?
I'll tell you what's influencing me more than anything is those truck nuts.
Here we go. Photographs dating back to 1932. So go ahead and type it in your little computer box there, 1932. Capture a remarkable incident in a Norwegian village. Oh, we got to save this for Rebecca. Where a 3.5-year-old girl was kidnapped by an eagle while playing outside. The bird swooped down, seized her in its talons, and flew off. Around 200 villagers immediately began searching for the child. After approximately 7 hours, they discovered her unharmed in the eagle's nest, perched 180 meters. All right, 5 times August. You're going to have to look up 180 meters while Brad does the legwork on the other stuff. Above the ground, is 180 meters up in the air. Miraculously, she survived the ordeal and went on to live a full life, passing away on November 12, 2010, at the age of 81. Is it fact or is it fiction? Brad, what have you found?
Can I have looked? Okay, because it's according to AI, several sources suggest the photos associated with this event are faked or staged due to the technological limitations of cameras at the time.
Ooh.
And when it was supposed to 1932, at the time, the improbable nature of the eagle carrying such weight, biological plausibility, ornithologists, which if you've never been to an ornithologist party, don't even bother wearing pants. And zoologists have expressed skepticism regarding the ability of even large birds like eagles to lift and fly with a child of that weight, citing the physics involved in typical prey size of such birds.
This was 1932.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Look up what a camera looked like in 1932. And you tell me if they could have snapped those pictures in succession that quickly.
Right.
Because those were the days where you took one and you had to flip, put the new negative in, and it took time. It was like changing out a musket, It was like
here's a 1932 Kodak stumping.
Hang on.
I mean, maybe they did have some. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a camera expert, but it seems like it took.
Right.
I just feel like you couldn't go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Well, you would ask the eagle to stop and smile.
Hold on, eagle. Stay right
cheese.
There.
Hold that pose. Hold that pose.
Yeah. Can you do it again? Yeah.
And you're not supposed to say ching either, because that gets all that deuce. Well, no, sorry. Deuce 5 is in our audience. He is Asian. He's the Asian representative. Okay. As long as he says it's okay to say ching, which is close to ching.
I said
you can't.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, but that's still close enough to chink that could be taken as offensive.
We will wait for an official
Deuce 5 will have to give you the okie dokie as to whether or not you're going to be.
Well, you let me know if I get the green light. Apparently, this next story is
perfectly acceptable. You're good.
I'm good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
Good.
Deuce 5 is.
I see that. I see that now over here on the back screen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're all right. Good.
Whoo!
I know that was going to be. It was going to be a bad thing, but turned out good.
So there was a dog in whoa. Hello, audio. What happened there? Brad's looking guilty. Okay, so there was
I didn't do it.
There was a street puppy in Qatar. This little
cutter?
No, whatever. And so so they took her to the UK, this little puppy, and they, as soon as they took her to this like pound, they were going to rehome her, and you know she was staying with the foster parents or whatever, and she's just apparently a wild dog. I don't know how she got from. I don't know. I don't know the backstory. Don't care. But as soon as they got back to the UK with this puppy, the puppy escaped, and then what ended up happening is, I guess they were on an island or something, and so she swam. For 36 days she was missing. She covered 100 miles, and so like she had to swim across the channel or whatever to get to the, I don't know, whatever. And they're just saying, what a great girl, she's such a good what a dumbass. Why don't you just be cool and wait to get adopted? I just would not. So now everybody wants to adopt this dog, and I say that's a red flag. I mean, I'm just a negative person.
I'm still trying to catch up in my brain with what exactly happened. It was a street puppy, you said?
Yeah, and so they took the dog to Britain. They were going to adopt her out. And then as soon as she got there, she's like, screw this. I'm going to make your life a living hell. And so she went missing for 36 days. And
the dog did.
Yes, the dog
Okay.
did. I've introduced nobody else into this story.
Brad, were you following it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Dad went to the
okay.
Yeah,
UK
I mean, it's not the best story Keith brought to the table.
Honestly, my brain, I got a little distracted because I started looking at camera speeds from 1932.
So truck nuts, they've been replaced in your mind.
Forgot all about those. I'm trying to see if Bird can really pick up a kid in 1932 and be well documented.
We should rename this because I love animals and I love animal stories. Yeah. But I just
they love you.
This one in particular just bugs me. What a troublemaker dog. We must change the name of this show to the Friday ADD. Friday ADD.
No, chop it up finer than that. It's going to be a lot.
I love this. Okay, this guy has all these dogs, and he has a sign on the side here, corner lot. And then look at this. Okay, so you walk by. And then the sign says, I promise I'm not mean. And there's a bucket of balls. And so anybody, oh God, anybody can stop there and throw balls for the dog. Look at the dog just waiting.
Hold on. Look at the name of the dog.
I saw the name of the dog. I was hoping you would see that. Mojo.
Oh, see the Daily Mojo. That's
thedailymojo.com.
Thank you.
Just throw the tennis ball and we will be friends. That's a lazy owner. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's cute. That's cute.
That's a black
I love dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah. That's good cute stuff. That is cute. And look at they just wait for now that's how you make them, instead of being angry at people walking by for no reason, they actually anticipate. They're like, oh, here comes somebody. Here comes somebody. Here goes the ball. Look, here comes somebody. Yeah, right there. See, look.
You see the sign? Read the sign.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying.
Read the sign. Look, read the sign. Go ahead, read the sign. Read the sign. He's gonna read the sign. I think he's reading the sign. He's reading the sign.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Hey. So good. That's good stuff.
I had a black lab that I could put a cube of cheese on his nose and just give him the command, just a hand out. He would sit there. I could go into the next room and come back a minute later. He'd still be sitting there until I went, okay. And he'd throw it up and catch it.
Yep.
He was a good dog. That was a good dog.
Dogs are awesome.
He's dead now.
Wait, what? No. I didn't see that one coming.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, no, you said when you used to have a dog.
Wait a minute.
And then I think that gave it away. This next thing would totally happen to me. Did you hear about the guy in China a couple of weeks ago who went paragliding and ended up gosh, I think it was, I want to say, look this up for me, please, Brad. He was above the clouds. I forgot how high he was, but the temperature up there was, this is fun. This is a fun fact. Here we go. Trivia time. -40 Celsius is the same as -40 Fahrenheit. So it's -40 degrees up here. Because his chute ends up. Okay, look.
That's not possible, is it?
Look it up. Here he is. Look at all the ice and stuff, man. He's just like, hey, this sucks. I need to get down. He got in trouble with the government because he was up in airspace. And you don't want to get in trouble with Chinese government. I don't know what ended up happening to him.
He's been executed now.
I was gonna say, congratulations, you survived for 5 minutes.
He knows my old dog Jackson now because he's dead too.
Oh no.
Is this real?
Yes, look it up. Did you?
I'm looking at it, but it says on the BBC headline, it says Chinese paraglider claims
5 miles in the
to
air.
survive accidental 8,000 meter high flight.
5 miles, right?
8,000 meters. What to 3 meters, 3 feet to a meter, right? Ish. Damn it, Jimmy Carter. Which would be 24,000.
Yeah, 4.9 miles. I got there.
The MSN and Global News says viral video of Chinese paraglider likely includes faked AI footage.
So you're saying that the footage is fake, but
nothing's
the
real.
story is
You
real?
can't make something look that real. That's not. You can't do that.
No way.
Nope.
Let me see.
I think the story's real, but maybe you're right about the video.
Viral video of near frozen paraglider identified as fake. The viral footage of a nearly frozen sky-high paraglider. What did that say?
What? We should change the name of the.
Where's the camera?
It's attached to the thing, right?
Right.
After parts of the video, hold on. I'll put this link in the chat. Things.
You know what? Okay, we got a new title. Forget the ADD. Forget the live stream. Drinks with Keith. No. It's Friday. Fake or fake.
Put it in the private chat.
About Friday. Is it bullshit?
I love the alliteration though. Needs work.
Friday. Oh, F no.
Let's see.
Friday fake fact, huh? Friday fake or fact. Hang on.
Friday, are they effing with you?
Friday, are they effing with you? Wait, I don't know that that's the. We'll workshop
your
that.
brain.
Hang on a second. Here we go. Viral video of near frozen paraglider identified as fake. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hang on.
Is that an elephant?
No, that's the. See, that's the creaking there and the wind and all that stuff.
Sounds like an elephant.
Why would you fake this though? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So that people like us would sit here and watch it and go,
yeah, but he's in China where he got in trouble because his government thinks he was in airspace where airplanes.
No, that's what the story says, that he's in China.
Oh, that's fair.
Does he even exist?
According to Get Real, a security company specializing in AI-fueled deception and malicious digital media, there are stark discrepancies between portions of the video that suggested since that. Oh, tell me more. Hang on.
NBC says the logo of an AI company had been cropped out of the footage.
Ooh. Oh, now he's cold though. See how he got all icy and whatnot? When Reuters consulted Get Real, the company said it was fairly confident that portions of the video. So why is just portions of it AI generated? You see what I'm saying? Like what part's real? Any of it? Like did it happen at all?
I don't believe any. This is the problem that we're getting into. Is we don't know what's real anymore, and you have to question everything. It's obnoxious.
That's the rule on the Daily Mojo. If I'm not standing in front of something, seeing it happen,
they didn't.
I don't. Like I said yesterday, Keith. I don't know that you're real. I don't know that Brad's real. Either one of you. I think you're just prompts in my whole fake existence.
Yeah. Well, even reality though is going to be, between the humanoids and the skin generation and brain generation. You're not going to know even if it's in front of you if the person you're talking to is real.
Right. Unless it's data from Star Trek and he can't use contractions.
So are these real? They're saying that they've done, what was it on here? Something about 500 something test flight, 500 takeoffs and landings, 170 hours of flight time, a flying car, and just a heads up to what is it over there? It's 5-star Ford of Louisville. I already bought a truck. I don't need these cookies.
Those are Fords.
I just got the name of your show though. The name of your show is this one real? that's the name of your show. Is this article? Is this real?
Is this real? Is this real?
Yeah. Is this real?
That would be ITR. Is this real?
Is this one real? No, it's just funny. It's like
fake or fact. I'm sticking.
So real? I don't know.
So I don't know. You guys ready to buy yourselves
F you, it's fake.
It's fake. Oh.
No. I'm just saying that's the name of the
F you, it's fake.
F you, it's fake.
I can skip an ad here at some point. There we go.
It's.
So what if I bought a Ford? How would you feel, Brad? Since
I'd
I'm
pity you, and I probably wouldn't talk to you anymore.
I'm a Toyota and Honda guy my entire life by choice.
Toyota, Fords. I mean,
but what if I were to buy? You said you would not talk to me again, so you'd never do this live stream.
We couldn't be friends anymore. Anyway.
Whoa, what's happening here?
Well, that's fake. That's a fake car.
Was that Harry Potter?
That's real.
Hold on a second. I mean, that looks cool and all. Wow, that looks really cool. That's Back to the Future end scene of the. Okay, well, hang on a second.
Yeah.
I saw a car in there that I've got to have. I don't need the Ford pickup truck. I need this one right here. No, come on now. The timing on that this one. I want that one. That one right there. Was that Harry Potter?
Was it real or was it not?
Right. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
That was
100%.
I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Do you think we're ever gonna get flying cars like this?
Yeah, but where are you gonna drive it? You can't. I mean,
your place.
There'll be so many restrictions on airspace, and
I'll be trying to make up with you.
There's so many dumbasses down here on the ground driving into each other. Can you imagine if we put them up in the air and then they start falling on people?
Here's a quick question for you, gentlemen. 1 in 4 white men say they feel discriminated against at work for their race or gender. Now, we all work in unusual circumstances, all three of us. So
I never go to the office.
Never go to the office, right? Nope. I know so many white guys who have told me, absolutely.
I'd be so fired if I went to an office.
46% self-censor. Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah, I bet they do.
Yeah. I will say, being in the entertainment space, there is being, a straight white guy has had its downside for the last 15, 20 years or so. It's not that special. They don't need any more of me.
I know several people that have definitely lost opportunities, been told they lost opportunities because of their sex and race, and I'm like, why suing? But like, what good's it gonna do? Waste my time.
Still thinking about that sock folding robot. I'm telling you, it's starting to look better and better every day. Either deal with that or deal with the idiots you have to deal with when you go to an office. What's the difference?
Let me see here. Let me put that one down there. Okay.
The robots get tired when robots don't get tired when they decide to hunt you down. You can outrun Gary who sits next to you in the cubicle, but
true.
That's the difference.
But eventually they're going to run out of, their batteries have to go dead at some point.
But they'll be fully charged.
Not before you're destroyed and terminated.
Wow.
Have a good weekend, Brad.
Have a great weekend.
Okay. When speaking of college,
Tesla robot. How long does a Tesla robot battery last? Tesla robot battery.
I don't know.
All right.
How long does it last?
Let's see. AI, according to the AI machine, the amount of time a single charge, 10-hour runtime with a 4680 battery. So all you have to do is be able to hide for 10 hours.
I got this.
And cover up all of the outlets.
Yeah. Until Humanoid 2.0 comes out and the battery time is doubled.
Right. And throws it to the here, plug yourself in, man. And then
okay, so I mentioned college earlier. I did a college radio show back in the day, and we
know what we're doing right now.
Yeah, radio had just been invented. That's how old I am. But I had a show, and I had this little segment where, because they were in a period of putting all these new sculptures and whatnot on the campus at the University of Nebraska and around the city of Lincoln, Nebraska, and it was the communist goals. It's like just put meaningless art everywhere, and whatever. But I would have a segment, because the campus, people would call it, is it art or is it crap? And that was the segment I had. And this right here, I want to get y'all's opinion. Is this art or is it crap? These people are in a vacuum sealed.
I didn't even need it to load up. I didn't even need to see it.
Hold on a second.
They spend hours in there, and then they have the air pumped in so they can breathe, Brad. But is this
I
art?
guess it's a type of performance art, but it's crappy performance art.
Is it? Come on. There's
Aha!
something to that.
Aha!
How long
There
can
is-
you stand there and ponder life's greatest mysteries? That's what art's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you go, oh wow, have profound connection with how we interpret. Now I could look at that for, I don't know, a minute or two if I happen to cross it and go, oh geez, that's crazy. And I guess to that degree, then it's done its job as art. But
if there were hot babes in there, that'd be all right with me.
that, you know what? Actually, it depends who's in that bag, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That is the brush stroke in which you are using makes all the difference.
Yeah,
that's
because I would have never thought. Wait a minute. What Deuce 5 say? It's not just crap; it's a gigantic steaming pile of crap. See, I don't know.
What do you mean? You're saying this isn't art? Look at
Where's
that guy with his belly
where's that
hanging
hose attached to it? Looks like it's going in that person's butt.
That that goes up to
breathe
the
out
matrix.
their butt when you're in the bag. I don't see it going to their mouth.
What pose would you make? See, maybe that's where the art part comes in. Is like, go stack a pose.
See, if let's reevaluate the situation. Okay, the art aspect of it is all wrong. If you're going to put somebody in a bag, it should be a ballet, somebody in a ballet pose, a beautiful lady in a ballet pose with their hair wisping, and it's frozen in time, and it's presenting a moment. This looks like people just kind of like got put in a bag, and however it froze up, and it was like any old person. But if you were presenting something there that was actually something to look at, I could see that being more of like an art thing, but this seems like a rough sketch of an idea that didn't come to fruition.
But isn't that what any art is in process? I mean, is art truly ever really finished?
Wow.
That almost sounded like I was serious.
This is the deepest
this has a long way to go.
Has ever had on this show.
Is art truly ever finished?
Right. Thank you. Is this better or worse than the banana duct tape to the wall?
Better. Much better.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot more effort behind it.
I'm not saying it's art. I'm just saying it's better than the banana.
How are they breathing?
No,
because they have.
Put
I think
a
they have
banana inside of the big
in.
bag. I mean, that would be something.
That would be different.
No,
I call it banana in a bag.
I think what you're looking
called
at there,
freeze-dried fruit.
Freeze-dried fruit. But I think one hose is bringing air in, and I think the other is taking your.
I'm with Brad though. What the other one looks like it's in their butt.
No, I just think it's near them. I don't.
Well, go to another one. You got another picture?
Right.
I was looking for the play button. I couldn't find it.
Because if they're all in the butt, then
no, that one's on the wrist there, right? I don't know.
How the hell are they breathing?
It's got the hose. I don't know. It gets to the area.
Maybe they're not even real people. They're just
maybe that's not. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
that's
this
fake.
whole thing
Oh
is
yeah.
bogus. It's all fake.
AI. One last thing before we go. Well, I still have the question for you. I was just looking up the other day because I get down these rabbit holes. Palm trees, right? I want you to see this map. Apparently, there are 6 kinds of palm trees. Again, there's no sequitur. This is a non sequitur here. Okay, I have nothing other than just I have ADD.
Anyway, palm trees.
Palm trees, ladies and gentlemen.
Just went from humans inside life-size bags to palm trees.
Palm trees.
Got it. Okay.
Look at that.
I was fascinated because I'm such a nerd.
Look at the time.
Yeah,
Look at this. You get palm trees in southern Idaho. Southern Utah. Excuse me. Look at that. And then up here and into New Jersey. Out here, looks like kind of part of Connecticut might even be getting in on the act. Come on now.
But the weird part is you don't have palm trees out there in LA, which is there's a bunch of them and they're not native to LA. So
really,
that's
but
fake.
Look at the growth line. Look at the growth line. Look at this green. So this guy here, windmill palm, can live all the way up here. I mean, it's along the coast, but still, I just never think of the Northwest as having palm.
I have some good friends who are windmill palms, and they live in Canada. So, and we go to visit them on occasion.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Look at that.
I want to
Even
know how you find the
Southern-
stats for something like this. Like,
Right. That's
who walked the United States? Nope, not that way.
Nope.
Johnny Appleseed. So
no palm trees
Johnny
that way.
Palm Seed, Johnny Palm Seed.
Southern Missouri has a windmill palm. I'm sorry. The absolute nerd in me just thought this was crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, we like to do an 8th grade question from a 1912 test given in Bullitt County schools of Kentucky.
Wait a minute. That wasn't the 8th grade question just a second ago?
Well, no.
Oh, all right.
You know what? I forgot to
asking for a friend.
I forgot to look ahead and get a question picked out for you.
We stick to art or crap. I'm good at that.
Here's the question. Does the windmill palm grow in Canada?
Have you asked Grok yet?
About windmill palm.
Alexa,
you just told us that it did.
Oh, you just turned on a lot of devices, bro. No palm.
Not in my house.
In Canada.
Suckers.
Hold on, let's see here. Does Canada have palm trees? Oh, the surprising answer. Hang on, y'all.
You just said they did. That's what that graphic just said, that there were palm trees in Canada.
No, it stopped at the. No, it got right to that border of Washington.
Right, it just stopped right there.
It just said, "Fuck you."
We're not going in there.
No, you're not bringing your palm trees up here, eh?
Yeah.
Poser, take off.
Let's see here. Okay, hang on. Already closed it. Dang it. Okay. Anyway, you know what? I didn't look ahead for these questions, and the questions are getting longer and longer. I feel like we tortured 8th graders in Bullitt County, Kentucky in 1912. I bet there weren't actual tests anywhere else that were this involved. I mean, it's not nice. We were so mean, and we used to have smart people in this country.
Like them, and we don't anymore.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this, and then we'll go. Remember, this is 1912.
17.
What president was impeached and on what charge? 1912. Okay.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Trump.
Yeah, he's a time traveler, isn't he?
It's his fault. I don't know.
Now, I knew the answer, but I didn't know the charges. You ready for this? So it was Andrew Johnson, because remember, after Lincoln got killed, he freed
Lincoln got killed?
Yeah, he freed exactly 0 slaves. I'd like to point out. But anyway, Andrew Johnson, because remember, he violated the Tenure of Office Act. Okay, when he sought to remove his Secretary of War without Senate approval. Yeah, and so because he's like, I get to choose my own staff, and they were like, no, you have to use the.
I can't wait. I'm running to Kroger right now to tell somebody.
I hate you so much, bro. All right. At Real Brad Staggs, thedailymojo.com. Check him out weekdays. His show goes live at 8 a.m. Eastern. And of course, we have Mr. 5 Times August. Is the best place to send them to 5timesaugust.com. Check out all your stuff. Very talented.
Check out his stuff.
That's what's so weird, Brad Staggs, is you and we actually have a guest here that's like, he's talented and stuff. He has.
And I'm old enough to be his dad. It's
normally just us media types that are hanging out here. I'm going to let you guys reconnect, kind of catch up. And so have a good weekend. Father's Day's coming up. 5 times
That's
August.
True. You're getting a card, Brad. I'm sending one your way.
All right.
Son, I love you. I just want you to know I love you. I love
you too, Dad.
I love it. Brad Jr., thanks for hanging out with us. Everyone have a great weekend. At themikeshow.com. Go check out the Thursday deep dive yesterday we did with Ashton Forbes. It's got some great technology. And I'll see you. We're going to talk about a massacre coming up on the Thursday deep dive. Nothing but good times and smiles here on At the Mic. Thanks so much. Have a great
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you now.